Today I want to look at an action camera. This is the Activeon CX. Now this is everything you get with it, and basically you have your manual, couple of stickers, and then you have a quick guide, quick setup guide, and then there's the your app guide. Basically you can download the app from the App Store or the Android Store, so that's that. And basically everything you get is right here. Get the cable, one mount, this is for like a helmet, the camera, the battery that I already have in there, and then the water case or protection case. I have never used these, so you know, your mile will vary, your mileage may vary or will vary. And this is the box that it came in. I'm trying to get everything, but let me back this up a little bit. And as you can see, I have my light right above me, and this is what the specs are. The videos I've seen, they have like a round one, a round enclosure or box, cylinder type of packaging. This is what it came in, which I like because it's smaller anyways. So that's enough of that. And basically the reason I want to look at this is because I want to compare it with the other action cam that I have, which is this Swan camera that I had for a long time. And the reason I want to take a look at that is because this one has an LCD, a separate LCD. So let me put it in here so I can show you what that looks like. Oh, one thing before I forget, the buttons here, they were pretty hard to press when I first got it. So when you get it, take the camera out and press them all the way down. And I noticed the seals actually settle right after I did that. So now it's a little easier to take the camera out. And I'll talk about that a little more as soon as I get to it. But right now, I wanted to put both the Swan and the Activeon together so you can get a good look at how small it actually is. I have a video on covering all of this camera with all the different accessories, so I'm not going to go into that, but too much. But here you go. It's hard to see how small they are on the video, but you can get an idea here. This is without the monitor or the screen, which is separate. So I'm just going to put this aside here, and the reason I show you that is because this is brand new. I mean, I still haven't used it. I've never used this camera in the water, so you can get a very good idea of both of them. This has a small, tiny lock here. This one's huge, which is nice, even though the camera is small. As far as the weight, they're about the same. I think this part of the lens makes it a little heavier, so they're both about the same, even though this one's bigger. But let's move on. Let me take them out to show you that. This one's hard to get at too. That's what that looks like. That one is the same, and that's what this one looks like. So just to give you an idea, here's the LCD from the Swan, and this is the 2-inch LCD from the new one. Big difference. So that's kind of nice. So now, before I had to really grab it from here to get it out, but now it just pops out after I did the press the buttons all the way down. So if you really want to test the water feature, make sure you close it by itself and test it without the camera to make sure that nothing gets in there. So that's what that looks like, and here's a camera. It has a little covering on it. I'm just gonna leave it because I don't want to scratch it, and that kind of works like a phone cover, so that's kind of nice. There's the plastic cover that I'm leaving on the lens too. And one of the things I want to cover about the lens Okay, this one's a lot harder to get out. I never used it, but so let me see if I can get that out while I'm talking, because I definitely need this out so I can tell you, give you the comparison of what I'm talking about. But see how hard this one is to get out? That's how hard that one was. And it actually gets stuck on that switch right there. So this one's kind of weird. And you can see the buttons are hard to press on it too. But anyways, I never used it, so I'm just going to leave it alone. But I want to show you the actual size of these things, so you can get an idea, if I can get it in the camera there. Okay, now, as far as the cameras, here's what the sizes on both of them. As you can see, even without the LCD, this one's still pretty chunky, and the lens protrudes way out. And that's the one thing I want to talk about, the lens. On this one, even though it's in the middle, it's kind of nice. I like it, and it doesn't matter if it's in the middle or not on this. The only thing is you get to kind of move it a little more. But the main thing on the lens is that, as you can see, this is glass on top of the covering the lens. And not only that, but the glass sits below this edge over here. The edge, I can't even talk right now, but anyways, so this is almost flat, but even if I put it down or were to put it down, it would be the edge sitting on there and not the actual glass or lens. With the new one, the problem I see is that the lens or the glass protrudes outside of the edge over here, which means that the first time you put it face down somewhere, or if it falls, or if you happen to drop it, which you could, being an action camera, guess what? That lens is going to get scratched, so that's kind of not cool. That's one of the things I saw, so let me do a little test to kind of see if I can show it to you on the video here. If I put this on, or the ruler on there, you may see the gap in there. See right here? I'm not sure how well it's coming out on the video, but you can see the light right through it. So the reason he does that is because that's the lens right there. See, I'm actually on the glass, and that's why I left the plastic covering on it, because I don't want to scratch it before I did the video. So that's one negative I see on this. It would be nice if the edges were out a little more like this one, so there would be more something to keep that from scratching so easily. So even every time you rub your finger on it, you can just feel the lens. That's about all you can feel. The sides are just sort of lower. So I think, if anything, that's going to be the biggest thing that you may have a problem with, especially if you want to use it on something like a quadcopter or whatever, which is not what I got this for. But that's the only one thing that I wasn't too crazy about. Now, let's see here. Put this back, so you can see this one's removable. And even though my switch got lost after it got broken, the camera still works. So let me turn both of them on. You just press the red button. It says record power mode for 2 seconds. And there it goes. It turns on. And there you go. That's the difference between the two LCDs. The new one is 2 inches, and this one is like 1 maybe. I haven't measured it, but not only that, look how much of a thickness that is. So that's a pretty big difference. I mean, there you go. You can see all of it. They both have a mount for the tripod, which is nice. I do like the center lens over here. And this one has a couple of features that this one doesn't have. It has like a laser on there that this one doesn't have. It has a remote. You can use your app on the phone, which is nice on that one. Neither of these has a what do you call it? Mic input, so you can't put an external mic on them. But let me turn them off here. Now, as far as the plugs, you get your HC out. That's all it says. I think that's an HDMI. This is a USB, and then there's just my SD card. On this one, I have the same thing, but I have a cover on it, or it has a cover, as you can see. The USB, one thing on this USB, which I thought was interesting. If you look at the actual plug, the shape looks different than this one, but it's the same cable, which is this one here. So when I put it here, it fits on that one, and goes the other way. It fits on that one too. But the shape looks a little different, which is, I thought that was weird. But it is what it is, so there you go. The good thing is you don't have to deal with this covers on this one. The downside is that you will get dirt and all of that good stuff in there, so you know, it's kind of a give and take. And then I have the AV out here, and then I have the large what do you call it, HDMI, which I'm guessing that's the HDMI too, but as you can see, plugs are a lot different there too, so I thought that was a micro, but I don't remember what's what. So just to give you a comparison, there you go. And that's what those are. So those are my buttons, all the buttons on this one, and you get 2 buttons on this one. So the nice thing about this one is that there's an on-off really quick on this, just to slide it over. This one you have to hold it on 2 seconds, which some may like it, some may not. I kind of like the quick on-off, so you're not holding anything. So if you ever use the enclosures on this, make sure you don't press the buttons too hard, because if you look, all you have there are these little metal tabs or pieces here, and if you do it too hard, this is plastic, so you're gonna ruin it. Another thing to look at is the texture. It's actually like a rubbery texture. It's really nice. I like it. So this one's just plain plastic, which reminds me, when you look at the front, the cover is supposed to be interchangeable with other colors. However, what I don't like about these is that they're fingerprint magnets, as you can see. This is sort of a matte black, and you don't have to worry about too much. But this, you know, I mean, it is what it is, but it kind of sucks that they didn't make it the same or similar to that. But you know, you just gotta keep wiping it. I swear, I apologize, I can't even pronounce anything tonight. Kind of cold, so there you go. You know, for the basics, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go through all the settings. You can see that online. Other videos have them. I just wanted to cover what the main stuff is. And so basically, what I want to cover is the bottom here. Let me put this over there. If you look at the mounts, the gap in the middle, this is a lot wider than these. This is sort of like the GoPro, I believe. If you this camera came with a lot of adapters that I have. This one only came with this two, so not much there. But this one will not work on, wait, how was it, on this thing here, because this is wider and this is not. So basically, my option now is I can just take these out, this one and this one, and just mount these to that, and then just use the ones I already have. That way I don't have to buy anything else, because they are not interchangeable. After I noticed that, I tried putting this one on here, and it just wouldn't work because of that. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I can't think of anything else. I just got it, so I haven't actually done any videos, but the features are really nice. Oh, the app. Let me show you that. I know the video is a little long, so just bear with me here. And I'll show you what I mean. So let me see if I can do a quick app setup here. I believe you press this down, and there you go. Wi-Fi settings. So let me see. Hang on a second. Okay, so that's that. So I have to go to the next one, Wi-Fi app, and then I click OK. And now I can go here, and I get these letters or whatever. So I'm going to turn it on, and I'm connecting to it. I'm connected. So just like connecting to your Wi-Fi, and if I can find it. Hang on, where is it? Where did you go? Where did you go? Okay, here we go. I'm back. So now I'm connecting to it, and there you go. I can see it. And the app is very simple, so which is kind of nice. Video here. If I want to change from video to camera, I just press here. And then photo, those are the photo settings. I'm back. This is pictures you taken, but I haven't taken anything. All the settings that you do on the camera, you can change here, which is a lot easier and quicker, but I use both just to test it out. Now the one thing I don't like about this are two things actually. When you go to landscape mode, you get the bars up there and they won't go away. That's pretty weird looking. Even though you see everything, they just don't go away. So here you don't get them because, you know, it's a portrait, but I mean, I guess you're going to be using your phone in portrait mode, so it doesn't matter, but it would be nice if those things could just be hidden by tapping or whatever. The other thing, there's a zoom, 4x zoom, but this thing lags quite a bit, so let me show you. It's 2, see how it lagged? It's not very quick, so they need to work on that. Hopefully that'll get fixed. It says it's 4, but it's really not. See how it didn't change? It's still doing it. Let me see if I can. Okay. So it looks like it just stopped right now. Okay, I don't think it even did it. See, I wasn't doing that before. It would cover the whole screen. Now it's doing something else. So, I don't know. There you go. That's the only issue I've noticed with this app. So if I want to record, I can press here, and you get that beep out of the phone. There's no way to turn that off either, so it would be nice if you could. But it's recording, and even though I have that lens cover, look, it froze because it's not even moving. There you go. So that took a while. It's usually pretty good though once it's working. You know, if I don't touch the zoom, for the most part, it works okay. So it's kind of good. Can stop it. Well, obviously we know we can stop it. Where is it? My album. That's interesting. I don't even know where to put it on here. It's not even there. Let's see here. There it is. This should be the same thing right here, I thought. Either way, here we go. Let's take a look. Alright, one thing I just noticed, I thought the files on this were AVI, and I just noticed they're MOV. So I don't like that because that one's MOV and those files are huge. But I remember reading they were AVI. I gotta look into that because I updated the firmware, but I didn't record before, so I don't know if it was the same thing or not. It must have been, but anyways, let me show you one more thing. Hang on a second. Let me get the picture here. Let's go find it real quick. Alright, this is what you get when you update the firmware. Let's see if I can get a focus on there. But that's the screen I got once I updated the firmware, and I'm on the latest firmware now. But as far as the app and the camera, that's pretty much it. So instead of the remote control that one had, I have what do you call it? The app on the phone, which is kind of nice if you're not using it on something else like a quad copter. And then here you just turn it off. You know what? I just turn off the app, and I'm still trying to figure out if it turns off or not, but I did turn it off, and it should turn on now. I turned off the beep, so that's why I can't hear it now, but I guess I should turn it on so it's easier to figure that out. But anyway, there you go. There's the old and the new camera, and it's a huge difference. They're about almost the same height, but definitely not the same thickness in any other way. So that's kind of nice, and well, I hope you enjoy that.